Live from the part of YouTube that will probably get you fired if you are caught watching it on the job, it is the Zankoku Tenshi Show, the show that makes a middle school play look like a Broadway production. And now, here is your host, the man with 14,000 dead subscribers and rising, Zankoku Tenshi!
Hello, Internet. It is I, Zankoku Tenshi, and this is the Zankoku Tenshi Show Late Night Edition. Yes. After a long and hard weekend of partying some more, I thought, hey, you know what? Let's party some more late night. At least here where I am, it's like 10 a.m. But it's no big deal. Someone from Turkey, it's like about 5. So get some sleep, Manasama, and I hope you feel better. I really do. Take care. So, anyways, it's a Zankoku Tenshi show, rocking the Army of Darkness shirt, and of course always the Grudge 2 hat. And I got myself some alcoholic adult beverages right here. Some cider, because damn it, I want some cider. And here I got my little bottle opener there. So if anyone else there on a Sunday evening during their vacation don't have to work tomorrow, get yourself a drink and cheers, right? Not bad. So, today's show, as always, I've got my handy little tablet here with all the topics for today's show, plus you can see them in the description, also to get a little heads up on what's going. But, as you may know, I normally, well, you might not know because no one watches this show, what am I talking about? But I normally stream on Fridays, in the afternoon where I am, because that's about the only free time I have. But since I'm on vacation, and this weekend I was at the Motor City Comic-Con, the yearly event where all the nerds, geeks, dweebs, losers, and people like me go to Novi, Michigan, and just have some fun and look at like the beautiful women in cosplay, check out all the artwork, all the comics, all the games, all everything, the celebrities, and then buy some stuff. Waste a lot of money on some stuff. Actually, you can see over here some of the stuff I bought. I bought some artwork, some limited edition, large sheet reproduction, whatever you want to call it, artist works of these comic book covers of Zombie, The Gates of Hell, and Maniac, 3 great horror movies. Though The Gates of Hell is a little, but still, Lucio Fulci, great at his best. And then just some random stuff up here. I thought I'd retire the Japanese pictures, the pictures from Japan, because I'm sure everyone's seen them. But anyways, so. And then up here, just, like I said, some random, like Higurashi no Nakakoroni right there. And then something from Masamune Shiro, who is a great artist. You probably know him from his works, Ghost in the Shell. And so, anyways, that's the first topic anyways, is the Motor City Comic-Con. Had a lot of fun there. Went with my brother, his wife, and my friend from the military. And, we went around for hours just checking all this stuff out. And, of course, I'm not Mr. Moneybag, so I only bought a few things. I bought these 3 artwork, and there's some artwork up above, which is they took some old vintage war pictures and put in the background Star Wars type stuff like Imperial walkers, the Death Star, things like that. And I thought they looked really cool. And my friends, they had a thing of like a buy two get two free. So we each decided like, hey, we each want a couple. Then so let's go ahead and get it. So there you have it. We ended up getting two apiece, and so I got a couple of those. And then I picked up a couple T-shirts, a Day of the Dead T-shirt, and an Omni Consumer Products T-shirt. Omni Consumer Products, yeah. If you guys know, no, that's RoboCop, but yeah, RoboCop. Come on, it's a classic. So, anyways, as always, anyone has any questions or comments, feel free to get on the live chat and talk away. Perhaps some of my subs from East Asia will be able to be here because I think it's probably around 10, 11 a.m. and where they're from. So, but well, of course it'd be Monday, so they're probably at work. Fail, Zankoku, fail. Anyways, so it's a great fun. It's a great place to just meet a bunch of people, talk about stuff, check things out. I am very disappointed that there were 0 movie vendors. Last year, I met this real great artist. He did cover artwork for Synapse Films. So he had a bunch of Synapse Films there. He wasn't there this time, at least not when I was there. So, yeah, it's sad. So I didn't get to pick up any movies at all this time, and really they've just been kind of getting away from that. And so yeah, it's sort of the end of an era, because that was the big place I went to get some obscure movies, some good stuff. Now I gotta order everything online, and I just don't want to do it. I'm an old guy. I'm an old school guy, old school dude. But anyways, so yeah. So yeah, I'm getting kind of I don't know if like next year it just feels like I don't know if it's gonna happen, and it sucks because I still do enjoy myself there. I enjoy watching the people and going to the crowds. Unfortunately, my friend from the military doesn't really like the crowds all that much, so he's probably never going back. But hopefully JFAX a bit better this year. But yeah, I mean, there was someone who I was talking to in a chat from another live stream, not one of my live streams, but from Horror Addicts live stream, and the Horror Addicts live stream. If you, I've talked about them before. If you haven't checked out their YouTube channel, check out the Horror Addicts. It's this family that watches horror. I came up with the phrase. The family that slays together stays together, and yeah. So I was talking to some people on that chat, and one of them was gonna go to the Comic-Con, but I did not see them. They did not see me. We probably just like two ships passing in the night. But yeah, I mean, like honestly, I've only been recognized once from YouTube channel, which is actually pretty amazing considering how small of a reach I have in the internet world. But yeah, it's one of the reasons why I started streaming is because I would watch some of their streams. I would watch like the Count Jacula show, and they always had some great interactions with the live chat, and I'm like, okay, man, I'd like to do that. I'm sure my subs would like to talk to me, and obviously they don't. I mean, like, let me look at the chat here. Yeah, it was a conversation we had before the show started. Oh, I feel so alone. Oh. It's like a guy talking to himself and drinking and drinking by yourself too. When you're drinking by yourself, you know what that means. It means you're an alcoholic. Oh God. Oh well. To your health. That stuff is pretty good. We are now sponsored by, what is this? Angry Orchard, Orchard's Edge, Naughty Pear. It has a slight hint of pear, and a nice apple finish. It is great palate cleansing for your afternoon meal. That's right, Angry Orchard. No. I wish I could get a sponsorship. But I wouldn't be able to actually get a sponsorship because I'd have to monetize my channel. But I can't monetize my channel because most of my content is not monetizable. And therefore, monetization will never be enabled. So I'll never be able to get a sponsorship. I'll never be able to get donations, and I'll never be able to get paid. Oh, America. Actually, it's the world. But anyways. Yeah, I mean, I've been working on the hold on a second. So I have been working on the that's fucked up, and I tell you what, this new video editor that I have is just really I'm just so not used to it. So it's going super slowly. I've gotten the warning intro. I got a new warning that I made. It's basically it's saying like, a warning. What you are about to see contains stuff that's fucked up. And if you don't like watching stuff that's fucked up, then why did you click a video that says that's fucked up? I mean, what the fuck, people? Seriously. Anyways, it's not exactly like that, but whatever. Anyways, and then I got the last time, basically going over the last thing joke, and then now I'm ready to get to the meat and potatoes of it, which is gonna probably take even longer. But because I'm on vacation, I will have some free time to do all of that. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. Get me a little bit more centered in the frame so that when I grab this, it's actually there. You know what? Maybe I'll get a little bit more. All right. It's all dark in the background now because it's like nighttime. But anyways, so like again, anyone, leave a comment, say something. Let's have a conversation, right? But anyways, going back to the Horror Addicts, they're great people, great show, lots of fun when they're doing their live streams, and it's sad because I'm thinking there, like, when I'm doing my live streams, I feel like I'm the loneliest human being in the world. It's like here I am talking to my imaginary friends on the internet. So, anyways, but Motor City Comic Con, great fun. I think what her name, Jen, sorry I missed you. Would have loved to talk to you a little bit, but, whatever. That's what happens, right? You just can't go there. But I went to Buddy's Pizza afterwards, and anyone who knows about Buddy's Pizza in the Detroit area, holy that stuff, oh my God, that is the best pizza I've ever had at Buddy's Pizza. That's some great pizza. So, moving on. Also, Friday night, I got to see the movie Alien Covenant. Alien Covenant's got it right here. Alien Covenant. Next thing to talk about. So, coming off of Prometheus, which I thought was entertaining but extremely frustrating at the end, because there was just all this stuff that I wanted to know, and I was actually angry when the credits were rolling, because I'm just like, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't end it like that. Oh my God. Just really, really, really angry about that. And so when I heard that they were going to do Prometheus 2, I was really excited. And then, Alien 5 is going to be a separate thing. I'm like, okay, cool, that's great. Separate the two things so that we can kind of have both, before and after going. But then when they sort of canceled Alien 5 or whatever and made it Prometheus 2 and then it became Alien Covenant, I become more and more frightened that I'm not going to get any answers to the questions I had at the end of Prometheus. So I watched some reviews, And people said that they do it's kind of the sequel to Prometheus, but it's also an alien movie, things like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting kind of excited. So I go in there and I'm watching this, and I'm actually watching it with my brother's wife because every other week they kind of have like a guys' night and I guess her night. A night where he hangs out with the guys every other week, and then there's a night where she can do whatever, just to get away from the kid. They've got a kid, and he can be very rambunctious, so just have a little time off away from that stuff. And so, because all her friends suck and aren't cool like me, we went and watched Alien Covenant, and I'm gonna actually make a review of it, so I'm not gonna get too much into everything. But I was entertained by the movie, but I was also very disappointed with the movie. I don't know if anyone else who's watching right now has seen Alien Covenant. I don't know. It's probably like there's like one person watching. So that one person, did you watch Alien Covenant? Yes or no? You can use that chat. It's not a crime. I mean, you might not know English. After all, most of my subscribers are from non-English speaking countries. So let me think here. Alien Covenant, Mita. I don't know, like Mita. Did you see? Did you literally see? Like I don't know. That probably didn't work too well there. But anyways, so yeah, I was disappointed because I wanted some answers, and it felt like it was two movies and like two halves of two different movies. Like the first half was half of Prometheus 2. And like the second half of the movie was the first half of Alien 5. And I was just very disappointed because it didn't feel like a complete movie. It felt like two incomplete movies put together. And the storyline didn't really flow very well. It didn't seem like it was written all that well. And just it was just disappointing. I mean, I appreciated the violence and the gore, and we did get to see a little titty, but honestly, it didn't. It felt really weird watching the movie because it just felt so incomplete. It wasn't even full. Like the characters, because they just kind of get right into it, and I tried to avoid all the pre-show stuff and the trailers because I didn't want anything spoiled for me. But apparently I should have watched some of like the prologue stuff because that actually gave you information, like and introduced you to the crew and maybe gave them a little bit of backstory. It would actually create like an emotional bond with these people, which is a big mistake if that's what you're going to do, because not everyone's going to be watching that stuff, and you're going to have the movie out there, and it's going to be sort of part of that story is hinged on someone watching some viral videos beforehand. That's bad. That's bad marketing. That's bad design. That can't happen because someone's going to pick up this movie years down the road, not even aware of any of the future, all the prologue stuff and whatnot. And they're going to watch it, and they're going to be like, what? I don't care about these people. I don't know who these people are. I'm not really introduced to these people. And they're just thrown into this thing, and then they're just doing stuff, and they act kind of stupidly. I mean, like, oh my God, the guy's sick. It's like, well, you know what? Maybe we should have some sort of protocols for quarantine and stuff like that, right? I mean, and we're going to only have like one landing ship? That makes no sense. There should be at least 2 or 3, especially on a large, large colony ship that has like 2,000 people on it. And that's one of the things too. Is like I thought that there was going to be more of this, small crew, find some stuff, and then aliens hunt them down, almost kind of like Alien, the original Alien, and and that's another thing that comes to mind is that it just sort of repeats the plot of Alien. I don't know if they went, hey, you know what? Star Wars Force Awakens basically was cut and paste of Star Wars A New Hope. So can we do that? Can we cut paste Alien and just make it Alien Covenant and just add a little bit of extra stuff to it? But it's basically the same freaking thing. Oh my goodness, there's like a signal in space. Let's go check it out. Oh, it's this planet. We find this strange spaceship. Oh, these spores infect us. Aliens burst out of us. And monsters, death, murder, mayhem. And the ending, it's crazy. It's just freaking crazy. I don't know. It's angering because first of all, I wanted answers. I mean, like the whole engineer thing is such an interesting storyline, and there could be so much potential there. And what do they do? They completely waste it. It's completely wasted. Oh my god. I mean, and the alien. I mean, also wasted. Like literally, I don't think he had more than 10 minutes of screen time. And it wasn't like because it was like Alien, it was slow burn, who knows where it is. Like seriously, the gestation period was like 20 seconds. I mean, there was no tension, there was no like, oh, what's going on, any curiosity or anything like that. It felt all wrong. I mean, I still watched it. I wasn't getting bored with it. I was just getting upset with it because it's not what I wanted. It's not what I expected. And overall, it was very, very average. Is it the worst Alien movie? No. Alien 3 just, oh my god, is almost unwatchable. Alien 3 is almost unwatchable. Literally, I like Resurrection way better than Alien 3. People point out Resurrection. I liked Resurrection. I enjoyed that film. I know it wasn't great, but I still enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than Alien 3. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. Talking to myself. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a lot more fun, I guess, in the middle of the day when people are awake and can do stuff, I guess. So the next thing I want to talk about, unfortunately, very sad news this week. Longtime rock and roller icon Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, and then oh god, what the hell was that group's name with the old Rage Against the Machine guys? Can't remember that, but what? At least I think it was the Rage Against the Machine guys. But so Chris Cornell apparently killed himself after a show in Detroit, which is just really, really, really sad because this weekend was kind of that kind of like put a shadow on things for this weekend in that area. But I mean, it's just really, really sad. I wasn't a huge Soundgarden fan. I liked a couple of the songs off the first major album, and then a few things after that. Black Hole Sun I used to like, but then that got played to death, and now it's in my head, and I'm not. But still, I liked what he did. Temple of the Dog with Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. I mean, was that Hunger Strike? I think I really like that song. And God, I can't remember the name of that other one, but like a Stone, I think. But really, the songs I did like was like Rusty Cage. I like Spoon Man. I know Spoon Man. Things like that. But it's just really sad, and it's really really it's just messed up. Like, here's a guy who seems to have, what people want. He has success. Um, he has adoring fans. He has well, I think he had a wife and a family, and it's just weird because it's like, you look and there's this guy who's seemingly has it all, and then he just ends it, and that's just really. I mean, it gives you pause too, because all the time you're always comparing yourself to other people. You're always comparing yourself. You're measuring yourself, seeing how you are, and when you see someone like that, it hits you hard, because it's like, man, if that guy can't handle it, man, like you start to think about yourself in ways, and it's really, you really shouldn't. Suicide is not the answer. It is not. My goodness, I mean, everyone I think at one time or another, whether at least once, probably multiple times, has contemplated something like that. But it's just, a lot of times people say, it's like, it's a victimless thing. They made a choice, but it's not victimless, because the victims really are the people left behind, the family, the friends, and with a guy like him, like the fans. They're the ones left behind. They're the ones who ultimately have to suffer. And, as someone say, like, he was suffering and he was having some issues, but it's like, I don't know if it even, crosses their mind, like, what they're going to do, what kind of sadness they may bring on to people, and the hurt, and maybe even like lose some hope because of that. And that's just like really, really heavy stuff. And I mean, if anyone watching this really, are struggling with thoughts like that, I mean, you really need to talk to people. You really need to talk to people. You need to talk to your family. You need to talk to your friends. You need to get some help. Seriously, I mean, if you feel like you've got no one to talk to, get here on YouTube, get a video, start talking about, yes, there's going to be haters. There's always going to be haters. There's going to be people who are garbage. Yes, I know, and it's something that you can be genuinely afraid of, but just remember that they are just douches. They're just jackasses. You just ignore them. I have a video that, stealth brag here. I have a video that has 7 million views. Okay, 7 million views and thousands of comments. I think it's in the thousands of comments, I think, anyways. It's hundreds. It's a lot of comments. And there are a lot that just, call me garbage. There's a lot that call me like a perverted idiot, like a messed up, and all that stuff might be true, but, I got ones where basically they're just saying, fuck you. I'm like, wow, comment of the week goes to you, man. Cheers. But it's, who cares? Who cares? I see someone downvote a video. I'm like, oh my God, whatever. At first I'm like, oh, well, why? Why? Like, at least leave the horrible comment, so at least I get some context why you hit the dislike button. But I don't know. But it's like, but in the end, what does it matter? What does it matter? But get out there and talk and communicate and get some of these feelings out. Some of the best type of catharsis is to just let it out, to talk about your problems, to talk about yourself. If you can't talk to your friends, you can't talk to your family, maybe you're in school, you've got counselors or my God, counselors at school you can talk to. There's just so much that you can do to try to help yourself, and you're not alone. I mean, there are people out there who really care about you. They just need to know you're out there. And it's like advice I should be heeding, right? Yeah, because here I am in my man cave, in my house, talking to myself while drinking. That seems healthy behavior. But I mean, jokes aside, I mean, I'm part of that too. Is just joking, is trying to lighten up, get a lighter attitude. Laughter is a great medicine. Watch some great comedies. Check out Airplane, the Naked Gun series. Check out Ghostbusters. And just realize that there are very few problems in this world that are insurmountable. If you've got financial issues, those can be overcome. If you've got issues like, let's just say, the love of your life, like, left you, or worse, left you for another guy or person, or whatever it is. Like look, listen, like I know how that feels. Honestly, I know how it feels to have lost your reason for being. And time does help. You realize that you can still live and you can still go on. And don't do like I did and just kind of like turn off for about a year or two, because that puts you in a bad place. But even if you do that, look at me. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still, and during my darkest hours, I mean, like, I don't want to be all me here, but just realize that you can make it through the bad times. And yes, it definitely helps when you have friends and family. So, get out there and talk to them. Sometimes, we're just held on to like fear, just way too much fear. And we need to free ourselves from that fear. The fear to talk, the fear that, people will think ill of us, things like that. I mean, you should just not care if someone thinks ill of you for bullshit reasons. Like, yeah, if you're a serial killer, maybe suicide is the answer. But, like, serial killer, I mean, yeah, you're a horrible person at that point. But that's just like, if you're a serial killer, I don't know if you're really all into that suicide thing anyways, but just realize that you can go on. You can go on. You can make things better. You can turn things around. You lose a friend. You lose a great friend. It's gonna suck, but you can endure. You can move. You can get friends. They'll never be replaced, but with time, the pain does go away, and there are times where the pain kind of hits you a little bit. I mean, God knows, I still have dreams about my soul crush, the woman who ruined me. I still sometimes have dreams about her, and it's like when I wake up, I'm like, why? But I mean, part of your life. I mean, things about your life. A lot of that stuff is things that we can do, we can control, we can do things. And for the things that we need a little bit more help, that's when we got to go out and try to get that help. And, we should not care about what people think. Because in the end, that stuff is not important. What's important is whether or not you can live, you can be strong, you can be content, and you can build some happiness in your life. And I think that's one of the things is like content. Content is so important because yes, you do want to strive for things, but you should have a level of satisfaction, a level of like where you're like, I have achieved, and I'm fine with what I am. Yeah, sure, I do want to grow, I do want to get more, but it is not like a desperate imperative for me to do it. It is not a put my life on the line to do it type of situation. To realize that you're in a good spot, and yes, you want to improve and you want to protect against, going back. But a lot of people, they don't get that contentment thing. And then a case here, you got someone who's has everything in comparison to a lot of people, and still they feel like they can't go on. And so it's a hard thing. It's really hard. And like my heart goes out to the family, his friends, all the fans out there. I mean, Chris, you're gonna be missed, man. And it was a shock, and it was sad, and hopefully everything can be good in the future. Rest in peace. May God have mercy on your soul, and may you be forgiven for everything, and may you always be remembered for the positives and the good things you've done. And it should give some sort of solace to your family that there's a lot of you that is out there to be remembered by, and you have a legacy. And so here's to you. I thought I'd give him a moment of silence there. I mean, it was quite literally the least I could do, but one would say that I probably should have ended it on that note. But there are a few things else that I wanted to get to. I was foolishly expecting a little bit more conversation in the chat, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So, yeah. Apparently, like 5 a.m. in Turkey. So that's where someone's from. Turkey. I thought the language was a little that kind of region. So, anyways, so moving on after that sad note. Yeah, moving on. So I saw the trailer for the new Star Trek show, Star Trek Discovery, and as someone who's been a fan of Star Trek, I've seen all of the movies, and I think I've seen every episode except every episode of Enterprise. I don't think I've seen every episode of Enterprise, but I'm pretty sure I've seen all the episodes of the original series. Next Generation for sure. I've seen them at least 3 times. My favorite of them all, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, I've seen a million times. I love that show. The War with the Dominion, just epic, epic. And then Star Trek Voyager, I've seen that probably two or 3 times. I like that show a lot too. The Year of Hell, 7 of 9, all that stuff. Enterprise, I tried watching. I've seen maybe like 20 to 30 episodes, but I just couldn't get into it all. And I think that's all the series. I believe, yeah. But so I was excited when I heard that there was going to be a new Star Trek series because I enjoy Star Trek. I'm kind of pissed off at Paramount and CBS for what they did with the Araxin, whatever, Abraxas movie, the sort of fan film that became kind of like a production. And what they did really was a pissy bullshit thing. But I mean, maybe because Discovery, if based on the trailer, it's going to be before the Enterprise, so it might be dealing with that storyline in there, and perhaps that's the reason why they wanted to stop that fan show. Or a worse thing is that they saw what they were going to do and went, that can be a really interesting storyline to put in a series. So we have to kill their project so that way we can steal the idea and make much of money off of it. I mean, a little part of me thinks that might be the case, and if it is, oh man, fuck you, Paramount. Fuck you, CBS. Actually, I don't know. Is Paramount even involved in that? I mean, if you're not, I'm sorry, Paramount. I do enjoy the Friday the 13th series. Anyways. Oh. I'm getting low. So anyways, getting back to Star Trek Discovery. So I watched the trailer. Oh man, what the heck? And I have to say that, I mean, don't get me wrong. The new movies, the new Star Trek, Into Darkness and Beyond, I was entertained by those movies. I enjoyed those movies. I like them for what they are. That's a whole separate thing, and I don't necessarily want that to be in the television series. And it looks like they're just doing like the aesthetics from the movies into the series, and now I'm afraid that they might be using the timeline from the movies in this series, and I think that's bad. It's like, look, like we can live with the movies being their own separate timeline, their own separate thing, their own separate entity, kind of like how DC is doing it with their DC cinematic universe and their DC television universes being separate things. That's fine. You can do that. But I don't know if I want to see a series, like a television series in that. I just don't know. And it just looks so underwhelming, so un-Star Trek-like. I mean, I don't know. And they changed the Klingons again. I mean, by the time we get to the Trouble with Tribbles episode on Deep Space Nine, Worf is going to have a lot of explaining to do. Well, wait, you look like that in the original series, but then you look like that in Discovery, and now you look like you, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just, crazy crap. I just don't know. Oh man, I just don't know. Maybe a part of it is like the old me, but I wanted it to be kind of like how Star Trek was, in the television sphere. There's just not like because it looks like this one is going to be an overarching story, which is fine to have like an overarching story within the season, but having that be the backdrop of having several episodes that are encapsulated within themselves. I mean, what was so great about what happens in like the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager was that they could have these overarching stories that are there but aren't the thing every episode every week, and that you get these points in the series where you don't have to really worry about that thing, because that thing is going to be a large story that may take several seasons to complete. And so you don't have like this main thing that's going to be season one, and then it's like season two becomes like this really weird shift in the series because you're so used to like this big story narrative that was the whole of season one, and then season two is going to be another big story narrative with the same characters. I mean, I like it how you start out with this big thing around you, but then you live in that thing with the big, like, so for instance, like with Star Trek The Next Generation, the Q and the Test for Humanity, that was the big thing. That was apparently the whole series. But they start out with this big thing going on, and they're living their lives while this big thing is going on. But the big thing isn't every episode, and the episodes were stories within themselves, and you got to learn about the characters and grow with the crew and become part of the crew basically, and then really deep into the series, you start to tackle the big questions, the big things, and at that time you get the grand plot going. And same thing with Deep Space Nine. You had this thing, the Bajorans and the Cardassians and the wormhole, and you end up with the Dominion. And I like how they sort of, you sort of had the season's villains, but it was all leading up to this conflict with the Dominion. And so that was really great. The thing about Voyager was, the whole thing was trying to get home, but you had your series enemies from season to season. Like the Vidians and I can't even remember whatever those one guys, those one tribal guys, the Herodian. But there was always that big baddie you knew was coming in there because you're in the Delta Quadrant. It's the Borg. We know the Borg's coming. We know it's in the back of our head. The Borg. When are the Borg going to show up? And of course, that was like the big thing toward the end of the series was the Borg being around, being this foil. I guess I don't know, foil, like adversary. So I'm concerned. And plus the fact that it's not actually on CBS. You got to get CBS All Access, their premium streaming network, which is another thing that kind of irks me because it's like, I don't want to have to do something. I don't want to have to like pay a subscription to watch something that should be on your network to begin with. Something I could just tune in and watch. But that's what it is. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. It's It scares me. It scares me. Because I think because we need a good Star Trek TV show. Because if we have a good Star Trek TV show, that just strengthens the brand of Star Trek, and it strengthens, the ability to actually have, more TV shows, better, writing, plot, things like that, stuff like that. I mean, just it was sad when Star Trek ended. Like, even though Enterprise I didn't watch, it was still sort of sad that there's not, because it felt like, okay, there's just not going to be another Star Trek show. It is a reality in a universe that I like. I mean, a lot of people, they go, wow, it's like the perfect human society, which is, the goal, but you need a couple things to get that perfect society. Once you get near unlimited energy, that's very cheap. The matter-antimatter reaction, which basically gives them practically infinite energy at very little cost. I mean, they have, holograms that mine dilithium and stuff like that. Machines that can, assemble things, and basically power plants that run themselves, things like that. So you have that. Then you have the replicator. So you have infinite energy, and then you can use that energy to use replicators that can replicate basically everything. I think how they work is they take matter and transform it into other matter. Things like that. So you don't have hunger because you have an infinite supply of food. You have an infinite supply of resources. You need materials to build something. You get the replicator, it replicates the pieces you need, and then you assemble them up. And the minute that happens, the minute you have, infinite energy and infinite resources, then you don't necessarily need jobs and money, and everyone can be volunteers for Starfleet and go exploring the galaxy in peace and harmony. But we haven't quite gotten there yet. So no Star Trek Utopia until we get that infinite cheap energy and infinite resources. But once they have it, man, boom, it's there, right? Right? Yeah, instant. So, anyways, speaking of Star Trek, and I'm down to now my final thing on my to-do list for tonight's episode, and that is related to Star Trek Discovery. Fox has a new show, right? So it's probably canceled already, but it's called The Orville, and it's just basically a satire on Star Trek, starring Seth MacFarlane, who is the guy behind Family Guy and American Dad, and also behind one of the worst movies, A Million Ways to Die in the West. And this show looks funny. It looks like it has potential. It also looks like it may be completely stupid also. But I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a watch, because you know what? I can watch it for free on Fox instead of having to get a subscription to Fox Now. I can just watch it on Fox. And if it's good, I can still watch it. And if it's bad, well, who cares? I'm not watching it again. As opposed to having to pay to watch on CBS All Access and then being pissed off because, my God, honestly, who watches CBS except 20 billion-year-old people? They should just call it the old people channel. I don't know. I don't literally, I only know a handful of people that actually watch CBS. Then again, people on the internet are like, who watches TV anymore? Well, I still watch TV from time to time. Well, anyways, but there you go. It's like you put it on your freaking network. So yeah, it's like they had this joke where they this whatever race, they made like a urination joke, and he goes, we urinate once a year. And Seth is like, wow, man, I gotta get up like 3 or 4 times a night. Which, honestly, in that future, you should really get your prostate checked out because you could have an enlarged prostate. And there's some stuff that you can get, like super beta prostate. The Zankoku Tenshi show is brought to you by Super Beta Prostate. A lot more beta prostate, beta cytosterol. I watch those, I hear the stupid commercials all the freaking time. When I'm at work or break area, I see commercials like that all the freaking time. And it's just fun. No, I am not sponsored by Super Beta Prostate. Legal is like burning in my ear. And by legal, just the part of my brain that goes, you shouldn't be talking about being sponsored by products that don't sponsor you. They would be very upset. Whatever. As I drink my old Orchard's Edge Naughty Pear hard cider, and that's naughty as in Knotty, not naughty as in it's nutty. By the way, at the Comic-Con, there are a lot of slutty artwork, and I don't mean like the art, like just like it's comics. Yes, I know it's a male dominated thing. It does cater to male fantasy a lot, but there are a lot of just TNA all throughout the convention, and my goodness, there's like this. There were these prints, and it was like creepy because you had like these. They were wearing masks and they were black and white, or they'd have like no face, or weird like demon horns and stuff like that. And then they were wearing just like little things covering their nipples, or would have like a little thing covering them, basically topless. And it's like, oh man, it's like creepy and arousing at the same time. Oh, I've got the weirdest boner. Oh shit, I'm demonetized. No. Oh, well, what can you do, right? I'm drinking alcohol, cussing up the storm, and talking about, creepy titties and weird boners. So here you go, YouTube. Stick that in your upload slot. But yeah, there's like just a lot of that, like just very seductive stuff. I mean, they had the Grimm fairy tale comics, but it's like, Grimm fairy tales for adults, like slutty looking. They had like Alice Beyond Wonderland. It's like slutty looking Alice. By the way, I think in the original Alice in Wonderland, she's underage, so that's a little. I don't know how kosher that is, guys. I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just telling you that it's just maybe not quite kosher. I mean, but anyways, was it like Snow White was supposed to be whatever age? This, don't pay attention to the lore of the Grimm fairy tales. Pay attention to the titties in Grimm's fairy tales, right? Anyways, I don't know. No, you guys are cool. You guys are awesome. There was this guy, this artist that was selling these pin-up prints of super heroines and super villainesses in very scantily clad outfits or no outfits at all, and you'd have like old time calendar look. Those were really well done and also really sexy. Like the mock Coppertone ad with Harley Quinn was maybe a little lewd. I mean, tan lines and butt crack, but I was awfully tempted awfully tempted to purchase something like that, but I don't know if I could buy art that is a little bit erotic. I mean, it's bad enough that I've got behind my shoulder here, you can see that I've got a Ghost in the Shell movie poster, the original sorry, Ghost in the Shell poster, and she's naked in that one. You can kind of see booty. Yeah. Go zoom in and enhance, YouTube. Go ahead and zoom in and enhance, and then realize that no one can get off to this set of pixels back here. Seriously. Plus, it's art. That is a piece of art. Yes, and I know that those other things are a piece of art, but I don't know if I can have it adorning my man cave like that. It's like my brother. He's got some. He collects some figurines, and he's got some real naughty figurines. I mean, like nipples and everything. And it's like you got a kid. Like I don't know how you display these things in your office. I just don't know how you could do that. I don't know, like because. But you've seen it. I mean, anyone watching post, because no one watching right now, obviously. But you watch this later. You come to this point, you know that his kid likes to just come to my house randomly, and he just comes straight down here. And so, if I've got titty posters up, even though they are very tasteful and very artistic, it's still something to kind of well, you see, kiddo, she was just really, really hot, and she needed to cool off. So, like sometimes when it's hot outside, you take off your shirt because it's too hot, because you're all sweating in the heat and stuff like that. So that's what she was experiencing. She just happens to have very large, perfectly round, beautiful, succulent, probably soft. Boobies. Anyways. Yeah. God, I feel, I don't know. It is kind of strange. Like, sitting here late at night. It's not that late. It's probably about 11 p.m. where I am. But sitting here, talking to myself, talking to the internet, I start to think like, man, gee, my subs, man, they are truly dead. That was a joke in there. It was like 14,000 subs. So I'm gonna talk about a comment that was left on one of my videos by True Gamer King, who's been a very loyal subscriber. Shout out to you, True Gamer King. You're like one of the originals who's been there since pretty much since the beginning. So you are a bro, that is for sure. But he left a comment because I guess apparently one of his friends, I don't know how they were talking about my videos, maybe he was showing his friend my channel and stuff, and he was confused about like my viewer counts, and he was confused that like I've got over 14,000 subscribers, almost about 14,500, and I've got a video with 7 million views, and some other videos that are in the hundreds of thousands of views, and he's just confused by like my average video just doesn't have that many views, and he's just he's really confused by that, and I mean I left a response. But I just thought I'd talk about it since I don't know if he's seen the response or read it or anything like that, and if he eventually watches this. Um, See, the issue is that the vast majority of my subscribers subscribed because of the one video with the 7 million views, um, or some of the other videos with the larger view counts. And those videos are talking about things that are perverted, talking about things that are sexy, salacious. Those videos have censored nudity, but we're talking about things like sex and whatnot, and it's the whole point of like when I'm talking about these is like I'm talking about them because to me there's a level of messed upness in them, and I think it's funny how beyond the pale, if I can use that phrase, some of these things are. And so like the whole series is me kind of like making fun of the excesses of these shows and how the show somewhat normalizes these things, and they are definitely crazy and not normal and not anywhere in like the realm of reality. I mean, you've got like half sisters trying to rape their, well, you have twin sisters trying to rape their half brother, literally just throwing pussy in his face and things like that. You've got sisters raping their brothers, one because she loves them, the other because she hates the fact that the girl she loves him. It's like things like that. You've got, I mean, if you look at like my videos, you can tell which videos I talk about things that are kind of racy, because those are the videos with the higher view counts. I mean, there are exceptions. Like for instance, my review of Evil Dead Trap has a lot of views, over 15,000, I believe. That really nothing salacious. It's just a good old fashioned Japanese horror movie. Yeah, love that film. But if you look, you've got things like my episode where I talked about Rape Zombie. Yeah, the Rapepocalypse. I have a movie about a zombie outbreak, but instead of people eating each other, the people basically rape women. So it's it's pretty bad, but it's the ridiculousness of the idea, and that's what I'm talking about in this show, is that these are so ridiculous, and because of that, it's funny, it's crazy, and it's like, wow, and you're like, seriously, this is a thing, and I'm just spreading the word, while kind of mocking it. And I think the thing that YouTube doesn't understand is that's part of comedy. That's part of the art. I'm not, making videos going, I'm putting a bunch of naked, sexy things in there because I know that people are just masturbating. And that's the only reason like they want to watch my show, is because it's just, time to unzip the trousers and go to town. No, that is not the case. My case is to tell people about this horrible stuff out there, make fun of it, make people laugh, and then have them go out and find the stuff so that they can go and whack to it after that. But they can go fap off all they want after that point. But the point of my video is not for that to be happening, and anyone who is doing it really has a low threshold for being turned on, because I don't know how you can, like, when I'm editing when I'm editing the videos and I'm like covering up all the titties and the asses and things like that, maybe I get a little bit like ooh, yeah, she's got some nice assets on her. But it's a shame I'm covering that up. It's almost like a crime when you think about it. But so the problem is, you've got videos like I do the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. One of my higher viewed videos is my Daughter of Darkness review, and that has like no clips from that movie. It's just me talking about it. But that movie, yeah, has rape and murder and nudity and sex all through it, and yeah, so people want to know about that shit, I guess. So you got that. You have Star of David, Beautiful Girl Hunter was another one of those that I did for the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, and that one has a lot of views. Naked Poison, maybe the name Naked in there, but yeah. So that's the majority of my subscribers. They want to see that stuff. They want to see me talk about that stuff. They want me to do the That's Fucked Up videos. And so when I do a video that's not that, so when I do a regular review or I do a live stream like this, they don't care. They really don't care. They don't want that stuff. That's not the stuff that they hit that subscribe button for. They really don't care about my personality too much to care enough. I'm not good enough so that they could just watch me do anything. So when I do a review of a normal movie or a horror movie, or I talk about a regular anime, what was that? Frozen. I want to say Frozen. Freezing. That's that is a tit factory of a show. Like literally, like every episode is just tits flying all over your face. And it's there's not like a lot of sex in there. So perhaps that's not as popular because there wasn't I don't know, but that's the thing that they're looking for. So when they don't see that in the video, in the descriptions, in the tags, in the title, they just don't click. They just don't click. They don't want to click. That's not their thing. And it sucks for me because the content that where I just talk about normal things is the content that YouTube actually wants. YouTube actually wants me to just do reviews like, the review of Alien Covenant that I'm going to be doing upcoming. They just want me to do that stuff. And they don't want me to talk about, Akisora. They don't want me to talk about Rape Zombie. They don't want me to talk about like this, I guess this salacious stuff. And that stuff the YouTube just doesn't like it that much. And so anytime I do that stuff and make those videos, I put my channel at risk. And even though I'm not really, I'm not monetized, I'm not making money, I'm not doing anything except just having this as a hobby. Is it the end of the world that the channel goes away? No, it's not the end of the world. But I do enjoy talking about movies, talking about the things that I like. And I do like conversing with the few subscribers that actually want to converse with me. I really do. I really do enjoy that. I really do appreciate it. I love it when there's someone in the chat and they're talking to me, they're asking me questions, I'm talking back, and we have a conversation. I love that because, to be honest, I don't get a chance to really do that in the real world, in my real life, because I don't have a lot of friends. I mean, I barely have any friends that like horror movies the way I like. I barely have any friends who like anime the way I like. I do have friends, but when we talk about other things, we'll talk about Magic the Gathering. We'll talk about like the board games we play. We'll talk about some of the video games that we play, but most of them don't even play console anymore or PC. They play tablet games. Oh my god, tablet games. They're traitors. They're traitors, I tell you. They're traitors to the gaming industry. Ugh. That was a weird noise I was making, man. Traitors. But yeah, I just don't have like the people I can have a conversation with. And so getting back to the point, you know, that I was talking about, you know, when I was talking about the horror addicts live stream. I mean, they have a live stream, and yeah, sure, they're not big. The live stream has like maybe about 20 viewers. This is like 20 more than I'm getting. But you know, they have conversations. They talk to each other, and I mean, I even don't have a point where like I want to have someone else on the show that I can talk to them, because I think it's a lot more interesting when I'm having a back and forth with somebody else. It's probably more interesting for you to watch than just to watch some guy talking to you with no interaction, just sitting here drinking and talking about some stuff. I mean, I'm sure that's not quite as entertaining. Plus the fact that I'm a way more funnier when I got to talk to other people and bounce things back and forth off of other people. I mean, maybe I'll end up having to stream game night just so you can see the interactions or whatnot. But I mean, so yeah, it's like this is my opportunity, you know. And like I said before, you know, self-therapy or whatever. It's like this is where I can talk about, you know, horror movies. I can talk about anything in general that I want to talk about that I really can't talk to anyone else about, because I just don't have anyone else that shares that interest. And apparently my subscribers don't share those interests either. Ugh. But yeah, I mean, I envy horror addicts, because they do have people that they can just talk to, and it's great. Their stream has that energy because of that, and it's something that, you know, I want to try to get going here. And so I was just like, I'll just start streaming, and you know, maybe it takes off. Maybe people will go, hey, you know what, you know, stream some more. I want to talk to you. I mean, I've always wanted to do a Q&A video, but apparently nobody wants to ask me questions, and nobody gives a shit about my answers. So yeah, I guess it's another thing that I've been thinking about for a while too, because you know, I'm sort of like that person who doesn't fit into any groups. Like with the horror addicts, I mean, they watch like everything horror. I mean, everything. And I unfortunately just don't have the time to like watch everything. And so they you know, they, especially the newer stuff, because like I see the stuff, I read the synopsis, I might click the trailer, and then I'm just like, I don't know, this doesn't look that great. This looks like a regular modern crap fest of a horror movie. I don't know. I mean, I know I can't relive the 80s and its cheesy majesty, or the 70s and its Italian giallo awesomeness. But damn it, I'm sure gonna try, right? Old man that I am. So just, yeah, because I mean, I don't know. It's like I don't fit anywhere, to be honest. I mean, I don't game enough to be like the big gamer. I mean, I get some things. If there's a game that I really want, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it. But I mean, I'm not playing like all the new stuff. I'm not getting every system anymore. You know, I'm not playing several hours a day. I'd be lucky if I play several hours a week now. But I mean, I still enjoy games, and I still enjoy playing them. The Call of Duties, yeah. Well, that's what's great about Call of Duty is that you can just pop it in and get on online and play, 4 or 5 matches and then get off and have some fun. And you don't have to worry about finding, saving the right place or being stuck in the middle of a story or whatnot. It's just a quick get in there, play some online matches, kill some people, get angry, try not to throw your controller against the wall, things like that, and just have some fun for an hour or so, and then go on with the rest of your life. And unfortunately, there's games where you just really can't do that as easily. You can't just jump in and start playing, but that's so yeah. You have to have some time to dedicate to that. So it's like I can't be in that gamer group because I'm just not up on all the games and everything that's going on. I mean, I still watch and read video game news because I still want to be informed about stuff so I can have a conversation with people about video games. But yeah, it's been tough because I can't really just get my hands on everything. Plus the fact that this generation there hasn't really been anything that just excited me enough to say, hey, wow, this game you gotta get. So, but the thing is with the horrors, I mean I'm just not horror enough. I'm not hardcore horror enough for the horror community. I'm like a horror plebe, I guess. I mean, you could look at my collection here, and the majority of it is probably horror movies, but it's still not enough. It would have to be 100% horror movies, and it'd have to be twice the size. I don't know, but it's probably just me. It's probably just me. I have this social anxiety about me, this introvertedness, and this feeling that I'm just never good enough. And that's probably because just what happened to me in my life. I've never been good enough at anything, especially my relationships. We're done with that one. I don't know if I'm feeling it a little bit, but so yeah. I mean, I'm passionate about the stuff that I really like, but I'm just not, at the level to be, in those groups. Same thing with anime. I mean, I've been watching ever since the '90s, and I've watched hundreds of shows, and I've seen quite a lot, but I'm going to be honest, it's probably been several months since I last actually watched an anime series. And so I'm not up to, I don't watch 5 shows a season like some people out there. And I'm not up on what's coming out this season or next season or what was out last season. But I still frequent message boards and things like that, find out what's trending and things like that, and put it on my radar, and then when I have some time I can go back to and watch that stuff. But yeah, once again, I'm just not enough of an anime person to be in the anime community. I'm not the anime man. I don't have all the knowledge and all the stuff, man. This light is starting to warm me up a little bit. Maybe it's also the alcohol though, but check out my guns. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little it's sad because it's I feel the old thing that I say a lot is I'm too freaky for the normal people, and I'm too normal for the freaks. I'm like I'm a breed of my own. I'm a breed of my own, and I mean everyone's unique, but I seem to be like unique, but a kind of mediocre unique. It's like I'm just not hardcore anything, and I'm just I'm bland. I guess maybe that's it. I'm bland. I'm like I'm bland when it comes to the levels of niche. So I'm bland when it comes to the horror, but to the normal people, I am like way too spicy. When it comes to gaming, I'm bland to the gamer, but to the normal people, I'm way too spicy. When it comes to anime, I'm bland to the regular anime audience, but to the normal people, I'm way too spicy. So I got to figure out how to get myself some better seasoning. But also, yes, I do realize I need to have better production. I need to have a better camera than this $2 camera. I need to have money so that I can get better internet, better streaming equipment, whatever. Uh, I've got to learn that stupid film editor so that I can produce some better stuff faster. And I mean, I mean, in the end, I guess I just have to put a lot more work into it. I have to just be a lot more dedicated, and which sucks because that means I've got to put more time and not do some of the other stuff that I like to do. And it does get hard with the job and everything. But I mean, in the end, yeah, it's like, you know, if I really want to up it, I'm really going to have to, you know, raise the level of my game and definitely put some more hours into it. But yeah, it's getting late. I'm on my third hard cider here. I was truly hoping that this was going to be a lot different. I'm drinking my sadness now, which is a bad idea, kids. A bad idea. Do not drink your sadness. Do not drink your feelings. Do not drink your feelings. Not good. But I had fun. I had fun regardless, even though I didn't get to talk to anyone during the show. I got to talk to someone before the show, but yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone still cares, but and I can show some of this stuff that I picked up. So we got this this one here, which is you can see the Star Destroyer in the background. I just think it's like a really, I don't even know, like, where's the camera? Okay. I just think it's like a really cool visual there. Get another one here real quick. This one, really neat with the walkers, and then you got the Death Star. Really can't see it that well. There's the Death Star. It's the partially constructed Death Star, it seems, but that's really cool. You can see the little drone, recon drone. That's pretty neat. And then we got Lucio Fulci's The Gates of Hell. Just some really, really cool artwork. It's autographed, and it's a limited edition. This one is number 138 of 500. 138 of 500, so, you know. So they only made 500 of these, apparently. And then we've got Maniac. Joe Spinell is the Maniac. That movie. I like that movie. I have not yet watched the remake. I like it's Ibon Press Comics Group. The Ibon, the book to open the gates to to hell, the seven doors of death. But I warned you not to go out. Once again, signed here, and this one is a good number. This one is, I don't know if you can see that one. This one is 29 of 500. Number 29. That's a good number to have. That is a low run number. I don't know. They didn't have that many of them to get 29. That's Maniac. Come on, that's a classic. And then we've got Lucio Fulci's Zombie. Yes. Just you got the famous zombie guy. You got the autograph right here. And this one is number 111. Number 111 of 500. I think that one's a good number too because it's like just 3 strike marks. 111. But it's just an awesome looking piece of art. I like it. It's just, and I like how they got the mock of the old code. This one's approved by the Zombie Code Authority. And the other ones, I think, approved by the VHS code. So that's pretty awesome. So those are really cool. I've got to find a good place in the man cave for these to go up. Hopefully I can find a good spot for these. Pretty soon. I mean, I guess I got like a spot over there that's a little bit empty, but I don't know if anyone really cares about that stuff. But yeah, I think I'm getting to the end. It's getting late. It's about 11:30 here. Had a long day yesterday. I actually was on the Horror Addicts live stream yesterday. I mean, not like on it. I was in the chat watching it. It was a Ghouls Night Out. It was Gory and her mummy. Literally, she was wrapped up in bandages like a mummy. But so yeah, I ended up having like a 17-hour day yesterday, and then I had like horrible heartburn, unfortunately. Because I ate I ate too much good spicy stuff, and yeah, it done me in. So I really needed to get some relief, but that kind of kept me up a bit. So I'm probably pretty tired now. Plus I'm starting to feel a little bit of the alcohol. Starting to feel a little bit of it, just a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little. No, this stuff's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, it's not the best cider I had, but it's decent. It's definitely decent. I can drink it. The problem I have like with beers is that a lot of them taste like ass, and I just don't like that. There's been a few that I really liked, like Michelob Amber Bock. I liked that stuff. And then there's this one by Founders called Fruitwood. I did like that, but I really haven't found really like my beer. The beer that I actually enjoy. There's like beers that I can tolerate. I will drink. I don't have a problem with them, but it's not like something that I'm just going like, oh man, I really want that beer right now. There was a beer when I was in Japan. If you watch any of my previous streams, you'll see that one where they're at the bar and we're all drinking. At that bar, they had this. They gave us a Sapporo Black, and that stuff was awesome. I was surprised when I drank it because at first, I'm like going, I'm not really a big beer drinker, and all of a sudden, here you go. Here are some black beer. So I'm thinking, and before that, I've had dark beers before that point, and something like Sam Adams triple sec. No, not triple sec. I'm saying triple malt. Triple malt. Man, can I get stuff out of my mouth? No, I can't. I can get stuff into it though. But no, like triple. Yeah, triple malt. Oh my god, that stuff you had to chew. So I was a bit intimidated. I was a bit afraid going into that. Was I was I going to have that same experience? And surprisingly enough, it was pretty damn smooth. So, that was some great stuff. Unfortunately, from what I've heard, they're not making it anymore. You can't get it anywhere. So whatever. So I'm still searching for beer. Anyone got any suggestions? Go ahead and put in the comments. God knows no one's going to say anything in the chat because I'm all by myself. All by myself. You want me all by myself. Am I loopy yet? Maybe just a little. No, I don't think I can still feel my fingers. Like one of those tests you do is you test to see if you can hit your fingers, and then you gotta tap your knuckles. I don't know. I think I messed it up a little bit there. No, well, it's because I'm like watching myself on the camera while I'm doing it. So tap these the inside part of your knuckles, right? Yeah. I don't know. You're supposed to stand up straight and touch your nose. And then you get your finger, touch your nose, touch your finger, touch your nose, touch your finger, touch your nose, touch your finger. And then you gotta move it around. So you got nose, finger, nose. Oh my goodness, am I am I a pro at the drunk test? People start thinking, no, I am not. I have never been pulled over for that reason ever. It's because I do not drink and drive. That is bad. That is not cool. It's not even cool to joke about. Even though I have been in a car with a drunken Japanese guy and I thought I was actually going to die. I literally thought my life was going to end in a fiery car crash in Japan. I still have visions of that. He's going to the all night mart, drunk as fuck. He's like this is how bad it is. Okay, Japan, you drive on I'm American, so we drive on the right side of the road, and we're driving and we're on the left side of the car, and they drive on the left side, like some European countries, like some UK. So they drive on the other side, and they're on the right side of the car. So they drive on the left side, and we were at this bar, and a whole bunch of his friends were there, and we were playing this drinking game, and it was a really fun drinking game. And they're singing, and they're like la la la, and then they would point to a person, and that person would have to finish their drink. And so they'd be singing and doing this stuff. And sometimes they point and the person had to finish their drink. And then they would go, Mo Ichido, Mo Ichido, Mo Ichido. Basically, one more time. One more time. And so they'd have to get another drink, and they'd have to do that. And, of course, you know, their favorite game besides that is get the gaijin drunk, which I always won that game. But, so, yeah, so I'm there, and I have no idea if they were trying to get me to hook up with this girl, but they had this schoolgirl. I mean, literally, she had to have been a high schooler, and she was there, and I was more into there was this one older lady who had this tube top on, and. But I think she was with someone, so I wasn't gonna. I mean, I'm gonna be respectful in that case. But so you know they would have her like try to drink, and she would just be like, you know, like a sip of something or whatever. I'm like, I guess their goal was to get us both drunk. I don't know. Anyways, what? So I'm just hammered because like. Every other person, it was me that had to drink. So I'm just hammered. I remember I had to take a piss, and so I'm getting up and I'm staggering. I've got so many drunk need to take a piss stories. It's great. But so I'm going there, and in Japan they don't always have the Western style toilets, the sit down toilets. Or the stand-up urinals. So they had the bomb site, as one of my old bosses used to call it, bomb site. So you know the squatty potties, and being drunk and having to try to like you know squat to you know because like I mean it's like I don't. It's hard enough to aim when you're drunk, and I'm very respectful when I go to a bathroom. I don't like to piss on the floor or piss on the seat or piss on anything other than the. So when I go to someone's house, I will sit down pee. Yeah, I know I'm so manly. I'm so manly. I'm so embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed by it because I am respectful of other people's stuff, and I don't want to piss on their seat, piss on their floor. That is rude. That is rude shit. And honestly, I appreciate it when people go to my bathroom and they don't piss all over my floor or my seat, because no one likes that. No one likes that at all, especially if you've got emergency number 2 that you need to do, and then you go there and you see there's like yellow liquid all over the seat, and you're like, fuck, and you need to wipe it off, and you kind of want to like spray Lysol over the seat and wipe it off and dry it out, but you can't because your ass is about to explode. So you gotta sit and release, and so you're like, ew, nasty, it's horrible. That's why I liked the one guy. He had the great bathroom. But I'll tell you that story after this one. I think I told that story before, but whatever. No one watches. No one's watching. No one cares. So no one ever saw that story anyway. So anyways, getting back. So I'm trying to pee in the bomb shelter, and I'm trying to figure this out so that I don't, you know. And I know I can't just squat. Because I'm not, I can barely walk, let alone, you know, try to keep my balance. So I'm like doing like this weird, like, you know, bracing myself on like the walls, because it was a single occupancy bathroom. So, you know, it was kind of small, so I was able to, I'm like bracing myself, trying to get my stuff into position, you know, and get that done. And So, anyways, I managed to survive that, and I managed to get it all in the good place. Come back out, drink some more. So after all of that, I am drunk. My host guy is drunk, and it's like we got to get home. But he also was hungry. He also wanted some snacks, so he had to go to the Quickie Mart, the little I think it was a Lawson's. I believe it was Lawson's that he ended up going to, but so he says, man, says like, can you drive? So he's like, can you drive? He's asking me if I can drive. Here I am. A, I'm drunk, and B, I never drove on the other side of the road. Never drove on the right side of a car. Plus, I'm drunk. I'm like, no, I can't drive. What were you doing drinking all that time? Why? What was I doing? So I'm like, I should have never gotten in the car. But, I mean, I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm just going to, like, walk drunk. Ciao, Isaias. Que niso mio. Hey, I don't know if I said your name right. I don't know what you asked me. But, man, it's great. Finale zombie. Yes. Wow, someone's actually talking. That's great. I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. Let me see here. Let me just check something real quick out there. But so I get into that car, and so he's driving, and he's like, we're like windy roads, and it's crazy. I'm afraid for my life. And so that's my final zombie. That's your final zombie logo? Let's head back to... No, I'm trying to soon. That's your zombie logo soon. Interesting. I'm trying to use Google Translate on there. On this guy who's talking to me in the chat. I'm very happy. Thank you for talking to me in the chat. I'm quite happy that I got to talk to somebody. But he's going up to the Quickie Mart. Shut the mouth and finish this video. That's kind of mean. Shut the mouth and finish this video. Wow. Wow, why? Because you can see like the beginning of it. Is that what you want to do? I don't know. I mean, like, I don't get what you're asking. You want me to shut up and finish the video? Why? Why is me talking more on this video actually affecting you in any way? I don't know why. I don't know what is it? I don't understand why he cares. I mean, is this video like interrupting your feed or something? Is it just stuck on your channel on YouTube and you can't get to another video until this one ends? Are you going to die unless I end this video right now? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's Google Translate is a little bit, but I'm a little bit like seriously. But I mean, thank you for talking. I mean, thank you for actually getting onto the chat and saying something. I do appreciate that, even though I'm not sure what the hell you wanted me to do. But he wants me to end it. I don't know. All nobody watching, you want me to end it? Leave a comment on the chat. Tell me if I should end it. Let me see. I'm not seeing anybody saying to end it. I don't see any other votes for ending it. Maybe I should keep going. But so he's going way too fast, and we are just like curves and everything, and I'm just like, and so we're coming up. He's turning into the parking lot, and there it is, and we are just barreling towards the building, and I'm going in my mind going, oh, this is it. I'm going smack, bam, right into a building. And he hits, and this car was like compact, small car, and he just jams on the brakes, and I kid you not, I thought that the back of the car lifted up as we were like braking. That's how it felt. It felt like we were almost gonna flip ourselves, like you were riding a bike and you hit the front brakes when you're going really fast. You're just gonna flip right over and face plant right into the sidewalk. I felt like that was gonna happen. It was like, and he's like, "I'll be right back." And I'm like, and quite honestly, you know, after he got back with some food, we made it back to his place, and it was quite fun. There, maybe he's watching like videos, my videos, and there's like that notification. He is streaming live. He's like, get that fucking thing off. Get that shit off of my screen. I don't know. But yeah, I have a few more interesting urination stories to tell. But you know, he might be right. It's almost it's getting close to midnight now, and the stream is definitely not going anywhere. And I am almost done with my third lovely cider, so I'm going to end it. Save those other stories for another time when there's actually an audience. I bet you this one's going to have like 10 views when it's all said and done anyways. But there you have it. Zankoku Tenshi show for May 21st, Sunday, May 21st. Anyone watching, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you like. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Nothing matters in this YouTube world. YouTube's gonna end up fucking themselves and killing themselves because of their bullshit practices. I mean, and they're allowing old world advertisers to screw with them when a really good company would be able to convince these advertisers, hey, look, this is the future. This is where the eyeballs are. This is where the views are. This is where you're going to get the bang for your advertising buck. Not that television, not the press. It's here. And yeah, overall, sometimes your ads are going to show up on videos that contain garbage. Boo-hoo. Who cares? No one's going to be associating your brand with the videos that are going on. For the most part, they're going to try to ignore your videos anyways. But, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No one's going to be like, no one is going to boycott Coke because your video showed up in front of like some, you know, white nationalists video. No, because no one's even going to know. Because how many normal people are going to be watching white nationalist videos? Not that many. Not that many. Like, probably none. Anyways, whatever. I'm ranting over. I'm gonna end it. You guys all have a good night. Have a good day. Good whatever. And remember to stay sexy, internet. And I am out of here. You guys